Hello, John. Welcome to Maryborough. I should say you're leaving Maryborough.
Yep. I worked for 4.5 years in Melbourne in the bank. Thought I'd change jobs, but take a 3-month holiday before I do another job. And then I just kept putting off doing another job.
And you've been
that's what I told myself anyway.
And you've been walking on the roads for how long?
I've been on the road 37 years. I've been walking somewhere over 30, except for 3 months spell.
And where did you live? Where are you from?
I grew up in a little place called Minyip,
Okay.
over in the Wimmera.
And
Till I was about 18 I was there.
And you grew up there as a child? That's
Yeah.
where you grew
I was
up?
born there, went to school there, right in the Bill High School.
Yeah. And did you work there? Did you have a job doing anything in particular?
No, I was a school kid.
Yep.
I worked a few months with my old man. Many builders.
What made you get on the road?
I'd had enough of an office job, and I told myself I'd take a 3-month holiday before I looked for something else. And then there's a good excuse not to do anything else after a while.
And for 35 years you've been walking Australia, so when you left Minyip, where did you go? What was your journey?
Now, I worked for 4.5 years in Melbourne.
Okay.
After Minyip. Country boy in a big city, had a lovely time. Till it just, big city started to wear down.
Yep.
Wore out the pubs and the films and the shows and whatever. I was ready to move on.
Right. And so you hit the road. So where did you go to first?
I did a quick circle of Australia. Got around the Catherine, across the west coast, down the coast, back to the east coast, and then I just kept moving. Cheaper to keep moving.
And how do you survive financially?
Oh, as I walk along, I keep my eyes open. Most days I can pick up a few coins, even 5 cents. It all adds up in a while. For the last couple of months, everyone else has been looking after me.
Yes, some lady named, what's her name?
Melanie has got a Facebook page going.
Yeah, Melanie Richmond has set up a Facebook page called John Acker the Highwayman, and we can follow your journey.
I think it might be one of the other Facebook pages around, or things on the internet or whatever.
Okay. And during your journeys, you've caught up with some people who were interested in your story. There was a guy that wrote a book that included you in his book. What was his name, and what's the name of the book?
Alan Nixon. He wrote a book called The Bushies.
And you've got a chapter in the book?
Yeah, he's into the Australianas type of stuff.
Okay.
He was called the Ute Man for a while. He did a lot of Utes books.
And also Australian Story caught up with you?
Yeah, well, that was Alan Nixon. He got involved in Australian Story, and I think it might have been starting with him, but it ended up on me and the family.
Okay.
Because I was a missing person. They were going to have put the program on during Missing Person Week or something.
And you were telling me that you went missing for about 15 years.
15, 20 years or something.
And then he found you.
He chatted to me one day and found out who my surname, so he got on the internet, found me mother and sister, and then he had to come and find me to tell me what he'd done. I was still heading where I told him, but I was just on a different road.
Yeah.
It took a few hours so he gave me a phone number, and I got in contact with the family, and I've maintained contact ever since. See him about once a year.
Okay, well that's terrific. You must have a few funny stories about your wanderings along the roads. Is there some stories you can tell us?
Oh, most years you bump into a few snakes on the road. I seem to like the sunbait, especially early in the season where I walk. I fronted a big boar once. Stalemate, then he dismissed me and wandered off.
Yeah.
There's been normal animals, kangaroos, emus, echidnas, whatever, possums, foxes.
Have you had any scary times or times where things got a little bit awkward?
Oh, I suppose, 35 years there's been a few brushes with traffic. Nothing really serious.
Okay. Do you find people are generally pretty friendly and interested in what you're doing?
Yeah. Well, if they're not interested, they probably don't stop, so. Worst that happens, someone might shout something at me as they go past. Sometimes they might be saying hello anyway, because it just disappears on the wind.
Yeah.
So you don't know.
And what do you do about eating and meals?
Oh, I start with basics, noodles, baked beans, spaghetti. Cans straight out of the can, noodles and that, you just bang them in a mug and let them soak for about 20 minutes, send this cold water. Thicken up with a bit of cup of soup sometimes.
And what about sleeping arrangements?
Sleeping bag there and a couple of tarps if it gets wet. Sleeping bag in there. Picked up from the roadside.
Yeah.
Or some of the stuff comes from the roadside.
Okay.
Before everyone was so generous, at least half of it came from the roadside.
Now you're having to tell people, oh, sorry, I've got enough. Can't carry any more.
Sometimes they're a bit disappointed if you can't take something for them.
Yeah.
I can't complain, but...
And whereabouts are you heading now from Maryborough?
Dunalley and then probably up through Wedderburn.
And have you got any...
I'm heading north, but can change.
Heading north?
I'd head north, but I can zigzag, twist and turn, and sometimes look like going the wrong way sometimes if someone asks, but just doing a loop.
Yeah. Have you got any plans for the future, the rest of this year or upcoming years about your travels?
No, keep going while the body holds up.
How old are you now, would you mind
60.
me asking? You're 60?
Yep.
And you've been
Still
doing
young.
doing this for 30 odd years?
Yep. Most of my life. Over half the life now. I hit the road when I was about 23 and a half.
Okay.
Or 24 by the time I was on the road, I suppose.
And have you learnt any tricks and things along the way to keep yourself safe and to keep it enjoyable?
No, I just drift along, do a little bit, sit down, do a little bit. Watch the changing scenery or times of year. There's been drought, floods, dust storms, sleet, hail, frost.
What's been the hardest? What sort of weather?
Oh, I'd take all the weather. Some may do shorter spells, but you've got so many more hours in a day. Winter is the first hour if there's a good frost, it's a bit nippy on the toes and the fingers. Occasionally haven't been able to move the fingers, it's been a bit too cold.
Yeah.
Coldest I think if someone stopped and told me it was -16 one morning.
Wow.
Very keen to stop and tell me, I think.
And have you had any injuries or illnesses during these 30 odd years?
Oh, a bit of a tree fell on me once and I had to lay up for about 3 or 4 days.
Tree fell on you?
I was sitting under a tree and next minute I'm blanked out and I wake up and I suppose there's a branch smashed up around me, so crawled away to some saplings and rolled out the bed and sort of laid up for 4 days. Luckily there was a hole with some water in nearby. After 4 days there was just a bit of mud, so I had time to move on.
Gee.
Very gingerly for a couple of days.
And you don't get afflicted by colds or anything like that?
I change the seasons, I'll get the sniffles and whatever. First real cold spell and the first real hot spell of the year generally knock me around a little bit.
Okay.
After that, you start to get a bit better, adjust a bit.
And along the way, along your journeys with finding things to do you read the newspapers or how do you occupy yourself?
Big reader.
You're a big reader?
Yeah.
What do you like reading?
I've learnt to read almost anything nowadays. Don't be fussy, so it's widened me reading a lot. I only pick up newspapers or bits of newspapers.
Well, fantastic. Well, thanks very much for talking with Jan and I today, and a very short trip in and out of Maryborough. We hope you have a good trip to Denali and then on to Wedderburn.
Yep.
Thank you.
Don't hold me to the Wedderburn bit.